Alright, so this is day 2 of B notes. Apparently my other video got cut off, so I did not realize that. So here I go doing the second video. It's not that bad. It's the same thing we learned in day 1. Alright, so one thing that I do want to focus on is understanding what the reflexive and transitive property. Okay, so apparently we understand it with the English sentence, right? But I don't think we understand it with the math. Okay, so on your homework for target A, you had a picture that gave you a triangle. And in that triangle, they gave you this line in the middle, and they told you that, let's say it was AG. So AG had to be the same thing as GA. You need to really understand that doesn't matter what point you start from. They're talking about the same line. So that is called reflexive property. Transitive property, remember, is B. A equals B, B equals C, so A has to equal C. Alright, so that means that whenever you get lines, so let's see that AB has to equal line EF, and then line EF has to equal, let's see, CD. That means that AB has to equal CD. It's the same concept, okay? Alright, we're going to keep going with proofs for number 1 and 2. Again, you have word banks on the on the top of the page, right? So you have option A to option E. And those are gonna be your words are gonna help you how to feel the reasons. And once you start doing more of these, you're not gonna really need the word bank. You're gonna start noticing what's going on. All right. So like I said, they give you the word bank. They also give you your information already with the picture, and they told you that the given was angle ABC has to be the same thing as angle HFB. And you need to prove that angle DBF is congruent to angle HFB. Alright, so the first one, like always, is always going to be the given. Always. Okay? Second option. Oh, and also, I told you that every time you read the statements, draw on the picture they gave you, right? Because that's the whole point of giving the picture so you could draw on it. So angle ABC, so ABC, we're talking about this angle right here, is congruent to HFB. So HFB is right here. And obviously they're corresponding angles, so I know they're going to be congruent. But then again, they gave it to you, you remember? Given. That's why that's my first reason. Second, it says ABC. So again, I'm talking about the same angle right here, okay? Oops. I'm talking about the same angle right here. It says ABC is congruent to DBF. DBF right here. It's okay, so now those angles are congruent because they are vertical angles. And then lastly, DBF, okay, we're talking about the same angle right here is congruent to HFB. We're talking about the same angle right here. Why are those two congruent? Well, for this one, I know that those two angles are alternative interior. However, that is not on your workbank, okay? Those are going to be your properties. Now we're talking about the properties. What kind of property is it if you are using the same 3 angles they gave you again? Okay, so you only use 3 angles, they repeat itself, and that is called transitive property, right? Because they give you 3 different statements. And let me show you real quick why is it transitive property. Remember when we had these statements and I told you every statement has to be different color? Alright, same thing here. Every angle they give you has to be a different color. So angle ABC is going to be blue. ABC is congruent to angle HFB. That's a new angle. So then this is going to be pink. Next, angle ABC. Again, ABC is blue, so I'm going back to my blue color. Oops. Blue. It's congruent to DBF, okay? So DBF is a new angle. Okay, new angle, I'm going to color it purple. I don't know why it's doing this. There you go. And then next, DBF, again, repeats itself, so it's purple, has to be congruent to HFB. HFB is pink. So, again, I don't know what's doing that. So this is going to be pink. So then again, you got 2 blue, 2 pink, 2 purple. Again, that is called transitive property. All right. So try number 2. All right, for number 2, I'll be checking the answers in class. So make sure you do it. That's how you're going to get credit for this. That's how I know that you're going to watch the video and you know how to do them. So moving on to question number 3, it says find measurement of x. All right. And to find angle x, so the missing angle, I told you that once I give you one of the angles, you can figure out the rest of them. For instance, I know that for sure y has to be 80. This has to be 80. Okay? And how do I know that? Because 80 and y are vertical angles. All right, cool. Next, 30. All right, well, 30, I could see. What else can I be 30? Well, I know this could be 30 because those are corresponding angles. And I also know that this could be 30 because that is vertical angles. All right, here's the thing. We need to figure out x. You need to understand that every time you have a line, a straight line, it makes this shape is just half of a circle. Okay, and half of a circle is 180 every time you make that shape. This is why I tell you connect all your angles. Okay, for instance, I have this angle 30 with x with y. It already makes a half of a circle. Okay, you could also do the other way. You could also do x, y, and the missing angle still makes 180. It doesn't matter what way you do it. Okay, I'm going to keep it that way. All right. Since it makes a 180 and I'm still missing this side, I know there's 3 angles to it, so it's going to be 30 plus 80 plus x equals 180. I have to combine like terms, so this is going to be 110 plus x equals 180. To solve for x, I need to subtract 110 from both sides, so x equals 70. And that's how I get my answer. So try B, and again, I'll be checking B in class. All right, and 4, it says, given that E is the midpoint of DF, find DE. So we need to figure out how much is DE. And so far, DE is 2x plus 15. Okay, I cannot figure it out because it has the variable x. We need to find how much is x. Because they told you that E is in the midpoint, that means it's in the middle between that line. Okay, so DF is a line, right? And E is in the middle. That means that it's cutting the line in half. Every time you cut something in half, you have 2 equal sides. So to find x, I'm going to set it equal to each other. 2x plus 15 equals 4x minus 33. And the way you're going to solve this is up to you. Remember, you could go however you want. I'm going to do this a specific way because I'll explain it right now. So let's say people do this. So people subtract 4x, which is totally fine. Okay. You also need to understand, since you're subtracting 2 minus 4, it's going to be a negative 2x plus 15, which is negative 33. You have to subtract 15. Okay, and then you get negative 2x equals negative 48. Here's where people get confused. You're going to know that you're going to have to divide by 2. Okay, and everybody divides by 2. Okay, so far so good. However, when you get an answer, so negative 48 divided by 2 is going to give me negative 24. And you guys are going to tell me that x equals negative 24. That is wrong. I can never have a number be negative for x. Never. Okay, that's going to give me a bad answer. What you messed up, or why people are getting confused here, is that since you're dividing by 2, that 2 is negative. You need to drop that negative 2. So this cancels out. Now x will be positive because negative times a negative, well, negative times a negative is positive, is the same thing. Negative divided by a negative is positive. So it's going to be positive 24. Okay, now I'm not done yet. I know what x means, but I still need to figure out how much is DE. DE is 2x plus 15. this x is going to be for this x. And 2, for some reason, 2x just means 2 times x. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. 2 times 24 plus 15. So you have to do this first, and then you have to add 15. So my answer is going to be 2 times 24 is 48 plus 15 is 63. This is my final answer. So once you solve for x, you need to plug it in. So don't forget. All right, and try B now. Again, I'll be checking this in class. That's how you're going to get credit for this. All right, so hopefully the video helps. Make sure you stop in class to ask me questions and make sure to do your homework.